what's an uncertified Android device? What when you hear Joe, uncertified Android device, what do you think of that? As what is that? What in your opinion, without having read the articles, just by looking at that, what do you think of this?
I think maybe someone who didn't, they produced an Android and they didn't, they didn't get Google's blessing, and they just put it out in the market. And then also I think of like the other ways. I think of like jailbreaked, you know,
Correct.
Androids that are, the software is totally, like it's opened up, and you no longer can like sell it, or you might not be able to use certain features because you jailbreaked it.
Yeah, that's pretty much almost the same thing I'm about to say. Is like when I see uncertified, I'm seeing like that Google, Android, or Samsung didn't approve of the device. They just pushed it out into the market without their consent. So now it's actually Google and Android are actually trying to lock down those machines so that they don't have to be able to get additional features like the certified phones and be able to just lock it down further, like almost like Mac does with their operating systems and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think in a good way it's good to have it certified, because then the clients know that they're getting a actual legit phone, versus an uncertified, which could actually lead to a lot of your data information leaking or identity stuff stolen. Like could be lingering stuff in the back end. What do you think about that? Do you think that's possible?
No, yeah, it definitely is. And there's different ways of looking at consumer protection. One is competition. So let's say you don't want to pay like a certification fee. At the same time, there's there's the benefit of being certified. If you buy a power supply and it's rated at like titanium plus, you want it to be titanium plus, and if it's unrated, then it should be unrated, and say buyer beware. And there should be like, if they're gonna sell this uncertified, then they need to advertise it as uncertified.
Correct.
I think for consumer protections, if you're saying there's nothing wrong with uncertified, then you should have to label it uncertified Android.
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed of being uncertified. You know what I mean? Because if you are ashamed of it, then there's something scammy going on.
Yes, exactly. Like I was saying, but just do it. Just let people know that it's going to be a certified or not. But for this situation, it does go into this crazy article that Google is actually will stop working with the Google messages on the uncertified phones. How do you feel about that? That they're going to stop that around March or April?
Well, are Google messages like your text messages?
Yeah. As to what I'm knowing, Google messages.
Yeah.
Some type of text messages system that they have.
Oh, I don't know. If it's their proprietary software, then maybe they have the right to do that. If they develop the coding and everything, or they bought the coding, or yeah.
I feel like if they have it uncertified, that means all your text messages, all your pictures, and everything could be leaked out to the world because it's not being secured by like Google. That's the way I feel. Like anything you text on an uncertified could actually be leaked and just been given out and been used inappropriately.
Yeah, I do think. I don't know. I kind of think it's okay for Google to do that. If they own it and it's theirs,
Correct.
That means if you're doing the Android, if you're trying to get into the market and you need Google software, well, then you should play with Google then.
Yeah, you should partner up with them. And
otherwise, find your own partners for messaging and other things.
Correct.
You can't force Google to give you your messenger.
Yep.
That's the free market of,
Yeah, it's almost like back in the day when we had our own phones. I don't know if you recall the T9 phones. No. It was all one messaging. You don't remember the T9s?
No, if I saw one, I don't remember it as T9. I never knew that name.
T9 is where you have 3 letters under one number. And
I
you
still
to
have
text.
those. I still have like a home phone that has that.
Yeah, so whenever you need to text, you have to click like for 2, you have to click for like the letter B
3
you gotta
times.
click 2 or 3 times just to get to the letter. I used to use that back in the day, and I was always frustrated with texting, man. I was like, man, they got to come up with a keyboard for this.
Well, that takes
Because this,
forever, yeah.
and, oh man, just to text like a 10 words or 20 words, that would take like maybe like 20 minutes versus this now. And I do think that Google should actually be restricting other uncertified phones, like I said, because of it is their proprietary. It's like the way it was back in the day. T9s, it was protected. It was only used by only this type of company, and that was that. And everything was being secured. Compared to like you're going uncertified now, everything just could be God knows what could be happening on the other side, on the uncertified phones. Or it could be running in the background.
Yeah, and yeah, buyer beware. If they have to, like, it's like any other consumer thing. If like you have to label how much saturated fat or whatever, right? That should be on there.
Yep, you had to follow by the rules, by what's being pushed out by the economy.